Manticore.
Just basically saying, yeah, we did it, just keep your fucking mouth shut.
Yeah, 100%.
How mad would that be?
I'm loving it.
You Photoshop it, blah, 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 blah. Suck him up, I was fucking... Yeah.
There's a page. Go check it out. He throws for a while, can't you?
Welcome back to another episode of Myths and Mysteries in Black and White with your two hosts Josh and Ed.
Hello.
Ed, seen it's been a few weeks. How have you been, my friend?
Busy. Very, very busy. I just want to say, yeah, I apologise. Well, we apologise.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll take some blame.
Yeah.
But yeah, we apologise for the lack of episodes. What? How long has it been?
Past fortnight.
Fortnight. Because 1 week,
I was fucked.
yeah, he's showing his age, but he's back out.
Yeah.
And then last week, I'd done a 70-hour week, and I was completely monged out. I could, honestly, breathing was hard work at that point. So, yeah, so I do apologise about it. We do apologise for that, but, you know, is what it is.
Yeah.
Deal
Sometimes
with it.
life gets... Pretty much. Sometimes life gets in the way. You should know by now. Life doesn't always go easy for us.
Innit? Why is it us?
Innit? You see, so many other people, and they're just throwing out podcasts left, right and centre. It's like, do you not have any life issues?
Yeah.
Seriously. Reverse. It's like we're getting ours and theirs.
Yeah.
It's just like you're taking the piss.
Oh, no. Well, yeah, you got to think, a lot of these podcasts are already ready-made people.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Or they're very well sheltered.
Yes, yeah.
You know. But I'm not disputing everyone. There is people out there who, you know, are like us, are grafting elsewhere and still putting the graft into their podcasts, and credit to you.
Yeah, exactly.
We would like to, but, you know.
Life's just like, nah, mate.
Until this podcast pays the bills.
That ain't happening.
And I hate that. I really do hate that. Because
it
this
really
is what
is.
I want to be doing.
Yeah,
but
100%.
You know, it is what it is.
Yeah. But no, as you can tell by the title, this week is Ed's topic, and we are talking about the Manticore, which I believe is a Greek myth.
It's more Persian.
Right. Okay.
But it is Greek as well, but it is more of a Persian thing.
Yeah.
And I must say, it is in my opinion, one of the coolest mythical creatures out there.
Yeah.
Apart from dragons. And there's quite a few. I mean, I love mythical monsters.
Yeah.
But there's something about the Manticore, and I think it's because it's got a really cool name.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a really cool name, the Manticore.
Yeah.
And also, like, the depiction of it and everything. Because, like, another one I will do will be the Chimera.
The name rings a bell. I can't really picture what it looks like, but the name does ring a bell.
Right, the Chimera it's got the head and body of a lion.
Mm-hmm.
The tail is a snake's head.
Right.
And, like, body.
Yeah.
And it's also got a fire-breathing goat's head on its back.
Oh.
That's a Chimera. But chimeras actually exist.
Wait, what?
Because the definition of a chimera is an animal what is more than one species.
Right, okay.
A liger.
Yeah.
Half lion, half tiger.
Yeah.
That is technically a chimera.
That's probably where I've heard the name from, in all fairness.
And there is a fish called chimera. It is a shark. It's a deep sea.
Yeah.
They look rum-looking things, but they're called a chimera. They class like platypuses as chimeras because they got the duck bill, the beaver
it's a mammal
tail,
and all that shit.
Yeah. And so they class them as chimeras as well. So any animal what is part this, part that,
it's
technically a chimera, and so is the Manticore.
Right, makes sense.
The Manticore is more. They say is more closely related to a sphinx.
Okay.
The Egyptian sphinx.
Yeah.
And also, sphinx is a Greek one as well.
Is that actually?
Yeah.
What, Egypt just took it, or?
Well, no, I think it's originally Egypt, but everything seems to go to Greece. as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, that is true. Especially if it's like
If
some
it's a
fucked up
mythical creature, they've
got something
it's
of it,
part. Yeah, because werewolves originated from Greece.
right?
I think I did mention that in the werewolves.
I'm pretty
episode,
sure you did. Yeah.
because it was King Lycan, who was a Greek king who got transitioned into having a wolf's head,
Yeah.
and that's when lycanthropy
yeah.
came from.
If you ever watch the Underworld films, that's what they're called in it. The
Lycans.
werewolves are called lycans.
Yeah, so that is originated from there. Dragons are in Greek mythology.
Yeah, I knew that one.
Because technically the Hydra is a type of dragon, and Typhon, the father of all monsters, is a dragon.
Ah, okay.
Because there's Typhon and Echidna. Echidna's the mother, and they had the Hydra, the Chimera, the Nemean lion. There's a few others.
Yeah.
Mythical creatures that they.
Minotaur, is that one of them?
No, Minotaur is from King Minos, his wife, who fell in love with Poseidon. No, I'll tell you a lie. King Minos cheated Poseidon, I believe.
Right.
And Poseidon, in fury, either disguised himself or there was a magnificent white bull who impregnated the wife of King Minos.
Oh.
On the Isle of Crete.
And
gave birth to the half man, half bull. Which then got slung into the labyrinth. Which is a real thing, the labyrinth.
The labyrinth is, yeah.
Which is in Crete. So...
We'd love to go there. I'd love to go there. That'd be sick.
But... I know we're already on a tangent. And I'd love to do a Minotaur episode. Cause
that would be unreal.
It's cool.
So many. Now you've mentioned that there are so many Greek monsters.
Yeah.
Just Greek alone.
Yeah, Medusa.
Yeah.
Hydra. Like, you could do all, like, Hercules.
Yeah.
Or no, Hercules is the Roman. It's Heracles.
Yeah.
Heracles is the actual Greek name.
And a lot of people get this muddled up. Hercules was not the one that killed the Minotaur.
No, it's Theseus.
A lot of people get that mixed up.
Yeah, Theseus. And, Medusa, you've got Cyclopses.
Yeah.
Nemean lion, Cerberus.
Yeah. I mean, the whole plethora. Obviously, you've got the gods themselves, you've got the Titans.
Yeah. But it always... even the Kraken has been used in Greek mythology.
Yeah.
I know it's in the film Clash of the Titans and all that, but it has actually been used in Greek mythology. Because then you've got, like, Scylla and... I can't ever... Shabrados or something like that. It's like Scylla's one side and Shabrados or whatever it's called is on the other.
Right.
And it's when Odysseus had to go through the middle of him. Sirens, harpies, honestly,
there's so many. It's like we've always said Norse mythology is our favourite, but Greek is up there. Do you know what I mean? Like, you got, mythology... For me personally, it's like Norse is here, Greek is like touching it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so interesting.
The thing is that when I was a little kid, because like I've said it hundreds of times, I was always interested in monsters. I love monsters. So Greek mythology was always
I agree. When I was younger,
But then as I've gotten older and like learned about Norse mythology and actually being my heritage,
I think it's like if you could mix, like, I wouldn't get rid of the Greek gods because some of them are fucking sick.
Yeah.
But if you could add the Norse gods to the Greek world, it'd be the perfect mythology in my opinion.
Only if they'd done a game of that.
Please go play it if you haven't. My fucking god, they're some of the greatest games of all time.
But then again, like, none of the Greek monsters could weigh in against like Jormungandr and Fenrir.
No, of course they couldn't. It's just simply because of the sheer size of them.
Yeah. And Nidhogg literally eats the roots.
Yeah. Of the bloody world tree.
Yeah.
Some people are watching this going, what the fuck are they going on about?
Look, if you look at mythology, there's cool monsters.
There are some unreal monsters. If you don't even want to be bothered to research the monsters, just play the God of War games.
Yeah.
You'll learn everything you need to know about the gods and the monsters and everything.
Yeah, because he's
just
always fighting them, isn't he? He's all different monsters and that. But shall we get on to the Manticore?
Yes, so please do get yourself a drink, something to eat, get comfortable, take your shoes off, put your feet up. I was about to say put the fire on, but it's bare too hot for that in here in England.
Yeah, it really is.
If you're in a country where it's winter, put the fire on.
Yeah.
If you're in somewhere like England, put the fan on.
Yeah. And if you're a rich bastard, put the aircon
Aircon
on.
on, you fucking jammy bastard. God, I've never been more envious of people that have aircon these past few weeks.
Oh, honestly, like, luckily, the bloke I work with, John, his motor's got aircon. Because I did have aircon in my truck, but a couple of years ago, I thought I'd run over a Christmas tree.
I remember that.
Which put a big gaping hole in my actual radiator and my aircon radiator. And I had to get my actual radiator fixed, because otherwise my
The engine would have fucking,
overheated and blown up. Whereas I could live without the aircon.
Yeah,
But I'll tell you what,
now.
I wish I'd done that. I've got that done and all. Because it was
It's very warm,
Oh,
and it talks
but-
of getting even hotter again as well.
Yeah, when it was like 30 degree.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I got back to John's and I forgot to have my windows cracked.
Nope. No.
I opened the door and it put me on my ass. The heat that come out of there was an actual joke.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised the truck didn't burst into flames.
You see why people, like, and rightfully so, get fuming when they see, like, dogs and that trapped in them.
Well, yeah.
You are a dickhead if you put a dog or a child or anything like that in that car for that long. You are a piece of shit. It's like rightfully so when you see people like breaking the windows just to let them out and that. It's like, yeah, fucking too right.
Yeah. But also, it's when they walk them, like, during the
Yeah,
day.
in peak heat.
In peak heat. Honestly, people like that, I want to strip them naked
Oh no. Oh no. Where's this going?
and drag them on the road.
Yeah.
What do you think I was going to say?
I don't know. All I'll say is Spud. You know. Someone watching knows. And we'll leave it at that.
Alright, fair. No, yeah. Strip naked and drag them up the road and just seeing their skin melt off their body. Be like, how do you like it?
I mean, what's that saying? It's like put the back of your palm onto
Yeah.
the like exposed sun pavement. If you can hold it there for 15 seconds, then it's safe enough.
Yeah.
But even then, I still
won't risk it. Because the thing is, like, especially with dogs, like, dogs can't sweat.
No.
So
That's why they
can't-
pant.
Yeah.
To cool themselves down.
So
and everything.
just don't do it.
No.
A dog will always survive not going for a walk.
But thousands die of like
Of-
heat
of
stroke
getting
and tape
taken
stroke
on
and all that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like if you're so desperate to walk your dog, first thing in the morning, last thing at night.
Exactly.
Perfect times because obviously it's proper cool then, the dog's going to be fine. And you're going to be fine because surely, even if you're walking the dog literally just up and down the road, even you're going to be sweating your ass off in that heat. So imagine what he's or she's going through.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Oh,
rant over.
fucking animal abusers, man.
Scumbags.
I want to abuse animal abuse.
Yeah, facts.
A bit rum, innit?
But no, Ed, what is a
Right,
manticore?
so let's actually get back onto it. In the depths of the Indian jungles, a creature lurks, hungry for prey. Its head is that of a man with a long beard.
Found him.
But its body is that of a mighty lion. Bugger. The mighty beast has a magnificent tail that stretches out behind it. The tail resembles that of a scorpion
Oh, okay.
and has many stings which it uses like arrows to render its prey defenseless.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. That's pretty sick from the sound of it already.
This terrible beast lurks in the reeds and appears to its victims as an old man until it's too late. When it strikes, no evidence is left behind it, and that is the mighty Manticore.
Mm-hmm.
So, right, just picture that, right? Because, like, if you're an author,
Yeah.
or you want to write a story, especially about like a really cool team,
Yeah.
what better monster to use?
Yeah, that is pretty sick.
Like, don't get me wrong, like this, and like with other myths, like the Wendigo, that'd be a cool one.
Mm-hmm.
Dragons, loads of other things. But you imagine you are hunting a lion with a human's head, and also it hasn't mentioned, but they have 3 rows of sharp. So it's basically a human face with shark teeth.
Teeth.
Like,
Yeah.
human face with shark teeth on a body of a lion
with a scorpion's
tail that can fire stingers at you.
Yeah, that thing is just overpowered to fuck. That's
How
a beast.
sick is that?
Yeah, that is pretty sick.
Right? Like, that is just next level. Mm-hmm. Because my favourite mythical creature is dragons.
Yeah.
I don't think dragons could touch it.
No. Unless it's got the fire breathing.
I think
mechanism.
it does as well.
Oh, what the Jesus
Manticore.
Christ!
I think it has been known. There's because there's always different depictions, especially in mythical monsters.
Yeah.
And there's depictions of it with being able to use fire breathing, and with wings.
Fuck me, so it's part dragon, part lion, part human, part shark, part scorpion. Jesus Christ!
World's deadliest creature,
Yeah.
all into one. A Manticore is a mythical creature that was said to be unconquerable.
No shit.
I think I know 4 people that could do it.
I think I know who you mean.
Yep.
Let's smash it to bits.
The mighty beast is best known for its strange but magnificent features. Sorry, I'm really bloated. I had KFC.
Decent.
Oh. But I didn't go too mad today, actually.
No?
I only had 4 bits of chicken and 4 fillets.
No. Fair play.
And 2 chips. And 2 cans of drink. So I had 2 meals, basically.
We're big boys. We're big boys.
Yeah, it's what it is.
Living up to the reputation, haven't we?
Yeah. It's often said the beast had the head of a man, the body of a lion, and the tail of a scorpion. They are thought to be one of the mightiest of beasts and were capable of devouring every animal in the jungle except for elephants.
Is that because of the sheer size of them or something?
I don't know, but elephants are a bugbear for a few.
I mean, you look in the natural, animal kingdom. No one fucks with an elephant.
No. The African Groot slang, I think, can't kill an elephant.
What's one of them?
It's like a giant snake, but with an elephant's head.
Oh. Yeah. What weird. Oh. It's because it's dragging its body, and then its tusks. I mean, its tongue. What's this thing called? Nose.
Trunk.
Trunk, that's a word. I went through every part of the elephant, but the thinking. Surely that's dragging along the floor or not?
Well, not if its head's up. Think of a cobra.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
There is no given explanation for why these creatures were unable to defeat elephants, only documentation that for some reasons elephants seem to be able to evade even the most powerful of the manticores. I mean, look at that depiction.
Yeah, that is sick. But an elephant's just going, and what?
Except it's got a lion's face.
Yeah. It's cool with a lion's face, isn't it?
I don't know. I think it'd be terrifying.
Oh, yeah, it'd be more terrifying with the human face.
But, think of, how big lions' heads are. That size, but of a human head.
Yeah, that would be quite freaky.
With fucking 3 rows of teeth.
That would be freaky.
And I bet it'd have a right shrill of a scream.
Yeah.
The word manticore itself is an adaptation of the Persian name for the beast, Manticorus, that is thought to loosely translate to man-eater. According to Persian law, the creature was able to devour any beast, except for elephants, without leaving any remains behind. So that'd eat a lot. Bones, toenails.
So if it's a Persian thing, it makes sense why it can't eat the elephants, because they used elephants a lot, didn't they? Especially in battles and things like that, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and a lot of mythologies, elephants are seen as just gods.
Yeah.
In some aspects.
What is Hindu? They literally have an elephant god.
Oh yeah, Ganesh.
Yeah, man like Ganesh.
Big boy Ganesh. Yeah, but because we're thinking about it, with Ganesh, he was a normal boy, but didn't they chop his head off and then
stuck an elephant head on it?
Yeah.
And then didn't they do the same with his arms? Just keep adding arms to it or something?
Yeah, he had 4 arms.
Yeah.
Or something, didn't he? He'd be a great goalkeeper.
He really would.
Really?
He really would.
However, despite its dominance in the jungle, the manticore had an especially intense hunger for human flesh. Because why not? It was said to make do with 1 man if that was all that was available, but much rather prefer to lie in wait for a minimum of 2 to 3 men. and devour them all. It was rumoured that the Manticore was able to kill 3 men at once without issue, and could likely take more than that number if the opportunity presented itself.
Well, yeah, no shit with that shooty tail thing.
Yeah.
No shit.
What I like about the Manticore, I mean, it's like with a lot of mythical monsters, but they depict it as like an animal. They don't depict it as like a godlike being.
Yeah.
You know, like how, like with Jormungandr.
Yeah, he's literally the giants, aren't they?
Yeah, they're like, they're not like animals as such.
No.
They're too godly for humans.
Deity sort of things.
Yeah. Whereas this was just seen
as
an apex predator that couldn't be matched by man. The beast was supposedly known to have incredible speed that not even the fastest man could compete with in a chase. In addition to this, the body of the Manticore is similar to a lion. This meant that the beast also had long, sharp claws that it could use to tear apart its victims if the opportunity arose. The beast was supposedly capable of ripping a man apart with one swipe of its mighty paws.
Damn.
Though the claws of the beast were no doubt intimidating, many recorded tales suggest that the Manticore rarely relied on them. The tail of the beast resembled that of a scorpion, and that had several large stings that came off the sides and one sting that rested at the tip of the tail. These stings were venomous and could be used to prick a victim if in close proximity. Distance, however, didn't bring much more safety to a potential victim of the Manticore. It was said that the mighty beast had the ability to shoot these stings from the tail like arrows. When one sting had been shot, it was replaced by another that could then be shot at the target until the beast was successful.
It's literally got a fucking 50 caliber turret on its tail. Just
with venom stings. Venomated stings.
This thing is just ridiculous.
I really... you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
These stings would inject the victim with poison, or venom, as it really should be called, because you have to eat something to be poisoned, whereas you're injected with venom. And cause them to become paralysed. The beast was then free to devour the victim without a struggle. So the Manticore would envenomate you by shooting you. So then you're lying on the ground, probably knowing what's happening around you, but can't move, and it eats you alive.
So it's got like the hunting so it's human face, lion body, potential wings, scorpion tail, shark teeth, and the hunting ability of a Komodo dragon.
Pretty much.
Fuck me. Every apex predator covered.
Yeah, with a 50 cal.
Yeah.
The Manticore was famed for eating its victims whole and leaving nothing behind. At least it didn't waste anything.
No. It's not polluting either.
Exactly.
It's
so, well done, Manticore.
Yeah.
He'd like a bit of net zero. Because no other fucker does. Let's not get on to politics. While many other beasts of the forest are able to devour the entirety of a human body, the Manticore took its feasting a step further. In addition to eating all of its victims' remains, it also ate their clothing, money, and other possessions. Because of this, there was often little evidence that the Manticore had struck aside from trace amounts of blood. This is also part of the reason the beast was feared by so many. Whenever a person went missing and searchers failed to return any trace of their body or possessions, the loss of the person was blamed on a Manticore attack.
Makes sense.
Oh, that's cool. That's getting that more juices flowing. I usually cover cryptids, which is things that could be real.
Yeah.
Thank fuck
this thing ain't.
that this isn't classed as a cryptid, because no one's safe. No one's safe. But at the same time, how sick would it be?
Oh yeah, it'd be unreal. It would be unreal. I mean, not coming face to face with it, you're done for, but...
Come here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Just know I died saying that. It was claimed that the Manticore lured people in by laying in tall grass or reeds. This would hide its magnificent body and show only the head of what appeared to be a bearded man.
Makes sense.
Many victims were said to have ventured too close to the beast, only to be devoured by its 3 rows of sharp teeth. It was thought that those who ventured too close to the beast failed to notice several key signs. Most notable of these signs was said to be the sound of music. It was thought that the Manticore was unable to speak in human languages, but had a voice similar to that of a trumpet. Right. That's lost some points to me.
Yeah. Just hit him with his mouth. I can't do a trumpet noise. I apologise. I don't know what that was, in all fairness. I've just had a mare.
Because of this, the sound of music was often seen as a warning that a Manticore was nearby. Other signs included location. You imagine, like, you're walking along, and you just walk along, and all of a sudden, just seeing that.
Yeah.
Tall grass.
I think it's because it looks like a human. You'll be like that. Yeah, all right, mate.
Yeah. But I think for like, if it was today, if that was today, people would be like, "Fuck you!"
Yeah,
and like run off. Even though, yeah, Manticores are really quick at that, but you'd still be like, "Nah, I'm
good.
not going near that." Just walking about like, "Oh, do you see the football last?"
But you get that one wannabe hard nut. So what are you fucking staring at?
Yeah, and the fucking start of Rizzle Kicks comes on, like fucking.
Exactly
was it Down with the Trumpets?
Yeah.
And that starts fucking playing. You're like, oh no, I've had enough of this. I'm off. Fucking hell. Are they still a thing?
I don't think so, no.
No, I don't know. I didn't mind a couple.
No, they was alright. They just disappeared.
Yeah, they
literally just dropped off.
Yeah. Had a couple of good songs and went, you know what, we don't need this.
We're done.
Or the appearance of the man they thought they were approaching. Hang on. Yeah, location or the appearance of the man they thought they were approaching. It is often said that the head of a Manticore looked like a bearded man with blue or grey eyes.
Just saying.
I ain't got a body of a lion.
Or a tail.
No. More of a body of a hippo. I just love fatty food.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. It's safe to say that few who saw the colour of the beast's eyes lived to tell the story after. There were, however, measures that could be taken to ensure that these beasts were not able to grow into predators that were impossible to escape. Records show that it's believed a Manticore could be hunted while it was young in order to prevent the development of one of its most fearsome attributes, its tail. Supposedly, skilled hunters were able to track down the young Manticore cubs because their tails hadn't yet developed the deadly stings. It was thought that if one could capture a Manticore and stomp on the tail hard enough, the tail would become deformed and wouldn't be able to grow the deadly stings that rendered villagers and travellers helpless against the beast.
Right.
It's still got fucking
teeth and
claws,
yeah.
and teeth.
Just kill it while you got the chance.
Yeah. Surely there's a sharp enough sword to cut off the bastard's head.
Shove it in a mincer or just do something. Crush her or whatever.
Yeah. Other than this, fighting the Manticore was thought to be futile. It was believed that the fur of the Manticore was impenetrable.
Oh, okay, there goes
any weapon used against the body of the beast would be in vain.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Though no known records support the thought, some have hypothesized that the only place a manticore was vulnerable was in its mouth. However, even if a manticore were able to be killed with a fatal blow to the mouth, it is thought that the creature would simply resurrect, as it is thought to have mythical powers.
Of course it does.
It's a fucking necromancer as well.
Fucking hell. Elephants must be looking at this thing going, do you know what? We are some fucking lucky boys here.
Or nah, if I was an elephant, I'd be walking like Conor McGregor.
100%.
I'd be like, yeah, not even Manticore's fucking me, boy. What you reckon? And then get shot by fucking Phil, the dentist, for its tusk. It's
it's like, are you mad, bro?
Yeah. The mighty Manticore won't fuck with me, but
you will.
But old John will.
Just so you can have a picture of my dead body in your tusks in your bloody dental surgery. Fuck off, you tubby cunt.
Yeah. Imagine being an elephant and having a manticore as your bodyguard.
Oh, yeah. Mate. And then I would be walking around like Conor McGregor.
Yeah, 100%.
I'll be starting on everyone just knowing I'm safe.
Yeah, fucking right and all. Though there is no evidence of a manticore to view in modern days, it is reported that the beast was captured on at least one occasion and presented to then King of Persia as a gift. The manticore was given to King Artaxerxes II, while Ctesias was serving in his court as a physician. It was through this exchange and witnessing of the creature by Cestius that the legend of the manticore was able to spread to the rest of the world, most notably Greece.
Makes sense. I want to know how he caught it.
Yeah.
How did Matey Boy catch this thing?
Big net. Big net and a cork on its tail. Come here, you bugger. Once the legend of the manticore was spread to Greece, it was met with mixed reactions. A famed Greek author by the name of Pausanias wrote about the Manticorus with great skepticism in his book, Description of Greece. Right. How have you got any right? You literally say about a woman with snakes growing out of her head. And you're saying, I don't know about this
that's
one.
That's a bit too far. There.
Yeah, I don't know about this. Or that a woman shagged a bull and gave birth to the Minotaur.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about the Manticore, though.
Or a big three-headed serpent thing that every time you cut one of its heads off, two more literally just pop straight up in that spot. It's like, yeah, that's believable, but this thing, nah, you're playing silly buggers now, mate.
Or that a lion with a goat's head on its back and a snake tail. Are you mad? It was his opinion that the great Manticorus was nothing more than a tiger.
What fucking tigers have you been looking at, my friend?
How disappointing is that? How we've just bigged up the Manticore. I mean, tigers are cool. Do not get me wrong. I love tigers.
But after all this big of it, it just turns out to be Tony the Tiger. I'm fuming.
Yeah.
But I want to know what tigers he's been looking at to look at this thing and go,
like,
nah, that's just a species of tiger, mate.
It's proper like the Manticore. The Manticore. He hypothesised that the additional details that spoke of the famed beast's 3 rows of sharp teeth and scorpion-like tail were nothing more than exaggerations that were used to express the extreme terror that was felt by anyone who had the misfortune of running into one of the beasts. Pliny the Elder, another Greek writer who was famous for his work, did not share Pausanias' opinion. He included the Manticorus in his writing Naturalis Historia, along with many animals that are known to exist today.
Oh, okay.
So they're making it out like the Manticore was a real thing. Are you fucking joking?
There's no middle ground.
Yeah.
It's either tiger or no, it's genuine.
Yeah. But it's just what it like with all things like mythical creatures. Like, yeah, they were just stories. Like, they've written it in books that it was an actual animal. So there is something out there with a human face, lion's body, possibly wings, fire breathing, with a scorpion-like tail, with a 50 cal that could shoot you with venomated bullets that'd leave you paralysed, and it'd eat your wallet. Oh dear. Like I said, the head. This is physical appearance. We've gone over that. There are some versions of the Manticore that describe the beast as having a pair of mighty wings that allow it to fly. In pursuit of its prey and terrifies beasts, these accounts normally describe wings that are similar to those of a dragon.
Of course.
So it's got dragon wings.
Of course. So, because I swear earlier it said it can outrun any human. So if it just can't be asked to run, it's just like, nah, do you know what? I'll fly and get it.
Yeah, 100%. The Manticore is extremely cunning and is also known for its impressive appetite. The beast is often said to use clever tactics to lure groups of people into its range, so it can pounce on them and devour the entire being. One of the most common tactics... Oh, I've already read this bit. Possible inspiration for the Manticore. The Chimera, which we have spoken about. Mm-hmm. The Chimera... well, no, I ain't reading about it because I want to do its own one. The Sphinx. Apparently, they're actually siblings. Like
the Sphinx and the Manticore?
Like how crocodiles and alligators are.
Oh, okay.
Sphinxes and Manticores are in the same family. Because the Sphinx, like we all know, is the head of a human, body of a lion, wings of an eagle, and the tail of a serpent. The creature is often considered to be female because its head often resembled that of a woman. But it had terrible nose job.
What face can we put on it? Katie Price.
We'll throw a bit of Michael Jackson in there. Just to give it a bit of pizzazz. Right. So, have you heard of the Manticore before all this?
No. I've heard the name Manticore, but I didn't know about that thing.
What do you think of it?
I think it's sick, but I'm fucking glad it's not real.
Yeah. No, but like, yeah, of course it's not real. It's a mythical creature. But like, what do you think of it? Like, how unbelievable is that?
It's just the most OP badass creature ever. It still just baffles me that it can't take down an elephant. It just...
Yeah, I don't get it. But it's kind of like... Right. How is it, the basilisk or the cockatrice? I think it's the cockatrice. You've heard of basilisks?
Yeah, I've heard of basilisk.
Cockatrice are pretty much like basilisks.
Right.
But they're like... A basilisk is born from an egg of a cockerel being laid on by a snake.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the cockatrice is an egg from a snake laid on by a cockerel.
Oh, so they
yeah, it's the opposite. The cockatrice, like it can. The only thing that can kill a cockatrice is a weasel.
Well, why a weasel? Of all things.
But then again, it's like the whole like with cobras and mongoose.
That is true. Yeah, that is true, actually.
Like, especially like with like the stories of India and that, like the king cobra, the world's largest venomous snake. Like, it is one of the most feared animals. I'm not just saying snakes, like animals. Things out there.
And they can take down an elephant.
Yeah. They can take down anything. And mongooses are like, leave this to me, you boys. And they fight them.
Yeah.
And they're known to take them out.
Because they can.
Yeah, because why not? So there's always seems to be like it's always a David and Goliath kind of situation. Yeah.
It's just the one animals that you don't think of, and it's like, yeah, of course that's what its weakness. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But like, it's the same with like with like the Hydra.
Mm.
The whole thing is, you can't kill it. You cut off its head, two more grow, yeah. And then it's like, well, not if you cauterize it. So it's always there's
always like a weakness.
Yeah. And with the Manticore, you got to find them when they're cubs, stamp on
its
their tail. But surely,
That's
like
going
you
to cause
say, when
beef.
they're cubs, you'd stab the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Because even though it's saying it's got an impenetrable fur and everything like that, I respect that. But it's a fucking butterfly in here. That's doing me head in. Go for its mouth.
Yeah.
If there's like 4 of you,
You can easily
all
open its
of you
mouth
open
and just
its-
shift it up.
yeah, just start stabbing his throat out.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It's wild, but it's better than it growing up and doing it the same to you, pretty much. So
Well, yeah, 100%. Why hasn't there been? Look, don't get me wrong. There's a real, like we was talking about it before we started this. Like, I want to see that Sinners.
Mhm.
It looks really good, but vampires have been done.
they've been done so much. Yeah.
Like we had Nosferatu last year. Which
Yeah.
I still haven't seen. I really want to see it. And Sinners this year. Don't get me wrong. They
Look
incredible.
unreal. Yeah.
But it's like you said, about 28 years later. So the
Zombies have
thing's
been bled dry.
done. Werewolves have been done.
Yeah. They need to bring out a new monster.
Yeah.
Even
I mean,
Godzilla's starting to get that way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but Godzilla always have.
Yeah, but I mean, how many can they produce? Seriously, it's like we get it. He's a big monster that can fuck things up.
Yeah. Why not? Why aren't there manticores?
Yeah. So never
Why
been a film featuring them then? Surely, I wonder. Do a bit of
Probably.
investigation in the nation.
It sounds like that's something from like Clash of the or Wrath of the Titans or something like that.
Manticore in movies. Manticore's the 2005 sci-fi picture film Manticore,
So
and the 2022 Spanish film also titled Manticore. Additionally, a Manticore is featured in Percy Jackson's film Sea of Monsters as a henchman of Luke Castellan. A less conventional portrayal can be found in Disney Pixar's Onwards, where they have a Manticore runs a family-friendly tavern. That's her point to know.
So it'll kill you, but it'll serve you up and creamy fucking paint. Oh Jesus H Christ!
Okay.
Oh
Okay.
no.
That's just. I mean, it's got the tail. It
Yeah.
just looks similar to like the Van Helsing wolves.
Yeah, which is cool.
I want to see this Disney
that
one.
looks sick.
Yeah, that one looks pretty cool. I want to see the Disney.
That will be shown here. But do you know what I mean? Like, because they're...
Oh no! What they done to him? What they done to him? Oh, Disney!
Oh, onwards. Apparently that's a really good film. I haven't seen.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah. Apparently it's quite sad.
No.
It's got a Manticore in it, though.
Yeah.
But, like, there's fucking butterflies. Honestly, mate, have at it. I've headbutted one before, so don't think I won't do it again. Like, because a few years ago, like, Universal was going to bring back, they were going to make the Dark Universe.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Which was, like, to do with the originals, like Dracula, the Wolfman, Creature from Black Lagoon, and all that. They fucked it up with the Mummy because of him, because of Tom Cruise. I can't stick him. There's probably people who are like, oh, I love him. I think he's great. Fair enough. I can't stick the man, and he's ruined the chance of the Dark Universe, which has pissed me off because I love that.
If you didn't have a reason to hate him, you do now.
Yeah, exactly. But like, because they had Dracula Untold,
Yeah.
which I haven't seen that, but
No,
I've
I
seen
haven't.
clips of it and it looks pretty good. They made him well OP.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. But fair.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, they do all that. Why isn't there like a studio or something that could do that with like Greek
All
monsters,
these sort of things,
like
yeah.
mythical monsters, bringing the myths to life?
Yeah.
Because it's like, especially like with monsters, what are even like big on TikTok and that now, like Wendigos and Skinwalkers. Like a couple of years ago, they brought out the film Antlers. Yeah, you go over there, fucker. Which is actually quite a decent film if you haven't seen it.
No,
It's
I
on
haven't.
Disney Plus. But that ain't a bad film. But things like that are so unutilised.
Yeah.
I know he's just beating it like a dead horse, but like,
I mean, there's that Until Dawn film with the Wendigo, but whether that's any good or not, I don't know.
I don't think.
I don't think it will. No,
because they're not doing it as
how the game.
By the looks of it, it seems like they
More like hallucinating shit.
Yeah, they're like repeat
the same night,
kind of
sort
like
of thing.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
But it's like different things. It's like
play the game and just make it a film. It's not hard.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're not because that Pete Stormare, who was he's in it, but I think he's just like a cameo.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
But like, whereas he was sick.
He was unreal in the
like,
game.
How he was. Oh, he was, and he's a really good actor.
Yeah, underrated.
I forget actually how he to this day is probably the best depiction of Lucifer I've ever seen in Constantine.
I've never seen that.
That's a good film with Keanu Reeves. That's a really good film. Why they ain't made any more of them, I do not know. But because he's just got that like
eeriness, isn't he? Yeah,
and like you hate him.
Yeah,
because he's the devil.
You're not exactly gonna like.
He's not a good old boy.
There are some people out there that like him, but they're a bit tapped.
No, but it's like because one of mine and Courtney's favourite series is Lucifer, which is a fucking brilliant series. It's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
But like they've romanticised him, they've made him like quite like a good guy.
Yeah,
they made him like an anti-hero, and it's the same with he was a bad guy, but you kind of love to hate. It was like Lucifer and Supernatural,
right?
And like stuff like that. Like he's the devil for fuck's sake.
Yeah, you're not meant to like the guy.
he is the evil one. You know what I mean? He's the fallen one. Whereas how he plays it in Constantine, he's like, he's a bad bastard.
Yeah. Which is how it's meant to be. You're villain, you're meant to hate the villain.
Where did we get on to?
It was on about Until Dawn and the Wendigo and then we ended
up with... Peter Star. Yeah, like you've got stuff like with Greek mythology, with Native American mythology, with Persian, with Egyptian, and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's so many.
Yeah, you got the mummy from Egyptian. Well done. Have you seen like things like Anubis?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like some of the monsters there in African mythology, like I said about the Groot slang.
Yeah,
they have their own. It's not a werewolf; it's a were-hyena. They have were-hyenas.
Fucking of course they do. Do you know? Like exactly though. Why is nothing
so
like that?
Unutilised?
It is honestly mainly because of mainstream media.
Yeah,
because they'll be like, oh no, I don't like that.
If only
that's so unrealistic. Sorry, yeah, because I forgot there were Transformers walking up and down the road, weren't there? Fucking hell!
But if there is someone that could either write a book or a series of books, or like make a film or something, where they're using like different mythological creatures that were alive today.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really fucking myself up here. Because I've got to do it now.
Yeah.
And I've hit a writer's block. I can't do it.
Just start another one. And then it might give you ideas from the...
Yeah, I know. But think... Right. I've got undiagnosed autism. Because shit like that pisses me off.
Right, yeah, you got to finish it.
I have to do it in order.
Yeah.
Even though I'm a messy fucker. I'm a mucky fucker. I'll admit that. You mucky bugger.
You mucky bugger.
But, like, I'll admit I'm not the most tidiest of people. But shit like that really grinds my gears. I have to do things in a sequence.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, honestly, I'll end up having a panic attack.
Yeah.
And it's just pathetic, I know.
Yeah, you've either got OCD or you've definitely been touched by autism. 100%.
It wouldn't surprise me.
100%.
One of the blokes I work with says that he thinks I'm autistic because, as well as like monsters and everything like that, I do have a love for construction machinery, like dealers and that. And I could name like loads of different models, sizes, you know what I mean? And he's like, "Yeah, Ed, you're autistic."
Yeah.
Fuck. And I'm like, "Nah, I've grown up with it." He was like, "Yeah, but you know all the models, you know what fucking engines are in them and shit like that." I'm like, "Well, I thought everyone was like that." Like, you know, it was something they enjoyed. They like research the fuck out of it. But, you know, apparently that's weird.
Everyone's got the tism these days. Just embrace it.
Yeah, exactly.
Embrace the tism.
Exactly. Exactly that. I don't see it as a mental illness or anything like that. It's just a stage of evolution.
Pretty much, yeah.
It is
Pretty
much.
much.
It's because, like, I think because of stuff. It sounds daft, right? And I'm probably going down a rabbit hole with like conspiracies and all this shit. But because of like how connected we are with like the internet and stuff like that, people have like had to like evolve and adapt to like how
figure
the
out.
world
You
is
give a
working
fucking
now.
laptop to a caveman, they're just gonna go. Do you know what I mean?
Give it to like a 3-year-old of today. They
know exactly.
They work it out.
They're probably
very
hacking to
quickly.
the FBI or some shit. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking mental.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it is very weird.
Yeah, you got a point.
I probably took absolute bollocks.
But I get what you're getting at, though.
You know, I imagine a lot of people going, "Oh,
Fuck off.
oh no, turn this off." I've had enough of that. I was here for fucking cool months.
Sitting there about the autism.
But no, but imagine if they were real.
What, the Manticore?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Oh, honestly, that'd be like my life obsession.
Yeah, but what can you do?
Get killed by it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm good. I'm good.
You know, people like spend loads of money to go to Switzerland to like.
Yeah, just send them looking for the Manticore.
Yeah,
He'll do the job for you.
Yeah. How did he die? I hunted a Manticore. Fair play.
Yeah.
Fair play. That's what I mean. Like when we've been on investigations and stuff, and all the shit what happened at Cannock. Like, I was ready.
Yeah.
I'm not ready because I've got a wife and child who I love with all my heart.
In that moment, you're just like, yeah, come on then.
Yeah, because you imagine like years to come, like how did Ed die? And it was like, oh yeah, he
Got
was
mauled by
a dog.
Yeah.
You know, he's fighting Nessie. You know what I mean? Like,
not many people can say that.
no, exactly. Like, what a way to go! It's like because there is one person. I think he's like the only person in the UK. Like it's been. Oh no, I doubt it's now, but it was from years ago. They got killed by a lion.
Oh really?
Yeah, and he was like he was in the graveyard. Oh yeah, this is how I know about it because I was watching a documentary about Fred Dibner, who used to be. He was a steeplejack.
Right.
He used to go up there. You know the bell brick chimneys.
Yeah.
He used to go all the way to the top of them on like a fucking ladder.
Yeah.
And like do shit. He is the man. He is. Well, he's dead now, but he was the man. He was so cool. But anyway, yeah, and he was talking about life and everything. He was sitting in this graveyard. He says in this graveyard, it's like the only man who's been killed by a lion.
Fair play.
Yeah,
Fair play. Stand out.
exactly. Because anyone could die from like.
Well, anything, yeah.
Or, you know, getting run over
Yeah.
or something.
So, what did he die of next to him? Heart attack. Oh, fucking hell, here we go
Yeah.
again.
And
Lion attack. Fucking hell, go on, son.
Yeah, exactly. So it just gives you a bit of pizzazz.
Yeah.
A bit, you know.
Yeah.
If you
Get them mauled to bits,
Yeah.
but at least you went out with dignity.
Exactly. You went out pride.
literally with a pride.
Yeah. Oh, imagine that being my last stand against a Manticore. Or like a herd of them. What would you call it? Like a pride of Manticore?
The Mandem.
The Mandem and Manticore.
The Manticore Mandem.
That's so sick. That's brilliant. So, yeah,
But that will just throw so many people off if they've never heard of the Manticore. It's like, here lies head, got killed by the Mandem.
on the Manticore Mandem. What? He's got killed by a gang.
He got chefed up.
Yeah. No, a load of monsters.
Yeah. Oh, what are these monsters now? Peckham.
Fucking hell. Oh dear, but no, I think I'm about done with the Manticore.
Yeah.
Said fucking loads of Manticore and Peckham in there.
There's a load of Mandems. So.
Oh yeah, true. Alright, good old boys.
Oh,
no, they're not.
Hell, no, they're not. Don't shut us up.
When are we going to Peckham?
I don't know. Don't know, like somehow there'll be a cryptid there.
That can stay there.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
No. What are we doing next week, Josh?
Next week, I was humming and hawing about what to do, but I was watching. If anyone hasn't watched it, don't watch it because I'm about to talk about it. But I was watching the Netflix documentary that they brought out on the Titanic sub.
Yeah.
I didn't realise how mad that shit was.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but John, who I work with, he's seen it, and he was going on about it, and I was like, that should not.
Yeah, exactly. How on earth it got passed, or well, it technically didn't, but how it got just from the beginning of them coming up with the idea to the minute it imploded, that whole story is just a case of seriously.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember what the main guy's name was. The owner of it all was like, just ignored every single sign, warning, signal, and everything like that. And then there were like a few people that literally were so close to being killed on it, and they weren't. It's just so fucking bizarre. So I think I'm going to go through the whole story of that.
Okay, no, nice one. Like I said, that's quite recent as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not quite like a Manticore. They were written about thousands of years ago. So this is current.
Yeah. Well, current-ish.
Yeah.
We know the ending.
More current than a Manticore.
Yeah.
Unless a film studio or maybe a young author who ain't young for long.
It's tragic.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Oh. But no.
It's a cool story about it.
I concur. I think so. I think there's some individual out there that might be able to...
And maybe they, out of either recording or watching this video or listening to this podcast, they might brainstorm some ideas.
Yeah, that's not a bad show, actually.
Yeah.
It's not a bad show.
They might have time.
Yeah. But no. Ed, where can they find us?
Well, you can find us on Facebook, which is Missing Mysteries in black and white. You can follow us on Instagram, which is Missing Mysteries _. Not the word underscore, the actual underline thing. Every time I really just want to just get through it and just carry on, but I can't help it. Gets to me. You can follow us on X, which is Missing Mysteries 1. You can follow us on TikTok, which is Missing Mysteries 10. That is, honestly, TikTok and Instagram's where it's at, really.
Yeah.
TikTok
big time.
Is like we put little shorts of like either the funniest bits or the most intellectual bits.
Yeah.
Or good bits, so we say, of the episode. So if you don't fancy watching the whole episode, check us out on TikTok. Sometimes we do lives there. Like Blue Moon, but we do them sometimes. You can subscribe to us on our YouTube channel, which is Missing Mysteries. Because of the algorithms, it's a bugger to find. So go on to our other socials, and it's a linked to there. So when you go on there, go on the link, go onto our YouTube, subscribe. So then you get to see our videos. So you get to actually see our faces, like hello. And with that as well, you'll get to see our investigation videos, our reacts videos, because we do so many. Fucking hell, it's bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wish that was time. And when we do interviews, again, when was the last time we done an interview? Oh, actually, we done one the other week.
I mean, we were being interviewed,
we being interviewed, but you know, it's out there.
Yeah.
Yes, that's Missing Mystery. So subscribe, like, comment on our videos. It helps with the algorithms. So then eventually, all you got to do is put in myths or mysteries or whatever, and we'll be up there.
If you hit that bell, it'll be, "Oi, Mr. Mysteries have uploaded. Sort yourself out and watch it."
Yeah.
You'll be like, "Say less, my G."
Yep. Gone back to Peckham.
Can never escape the mandem.
Oh dear. But yeah, you can email us, and that could be your theories. What are your theories of the Manticore? Could it have been somehow a real beast? But how it's extinct, I do not know, because that'd just wipe out the whole humanity. Do you think it was just tigers and they've just run amok with it? Was it just stories to tell children? Or whatever. Let us know. So it could be theories. Sightings. I'm not saying you've seen the Manticore, but if any kind of sightings, if that's spiritual, ghostly, whatever, cryptids, how you see the Bigfoot laying about.
Just sunbathing like,
yeah, and I'm not on about the AI ones, whatever, everywhere, which are the best. I love them videos. Yeah, so any sightings you've had, what any criticisms about the podcast or this episode in particular, whatever what you haven't liked about it, what you prefer to hear or whatever, praises which you prefer, so what you have liked about it. If you want to collab with us, that could be on a hunt or an interview or whatever, if you want us to come to a convention, or we'll email you if we want to come to your convention or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, or if you just want to chat or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that is mythsandmysteries10@gmail.com. I think that is everything.
Yep.
Josh, where can they listen to us?
Well, even though you already are, if you fancy listening on another platform, or all of them, you can find us on Podbean, Spotify, Amazon, Samsung, Podchaser, Play FM, and iHeartRadio.
Fantastic.
So no, thank you very much for watching or listening or both, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Happy hunting. Oh, you better mess yourself, mate.